Handball back out into the path of the former Northern Bullhound. He ran flat stick into the Carlton pressure. Lefroy comes up with the loose football, links the handball up with his teammate, gets past one more. Handball to McMahon, who needs 7 goals today to get back into the Frosty Miller medal, and he kicks the Blues, opening one of the morning. Good play from the Blues after the Tigers ran into some trouble at half. Onsi took evasive action. Dow hemmed in. Wants to keep the ball in play, and he probably should have taken it over. The Killis, who picks himself up and says to himself, oh, I'm in for a long day today. An errant kick coming in board. Stevenson's there with the loose football. Trundled underneath and got away from the Carlton player. Lambert, I think it was. Carl comes out and accepts it at right half forward. Handball in board. It's with Nelson, who pulls off a really nicely weighted kick. Had to be perfect because the Tigers were manning the space. But
a 50 win the Frosty.
In his 100th VFL game, don't forget. Liam McMahon is right in front for goal number 45 on the season. Easy as you like. And he's made a good start, Liam McMahon. And the Blues have steadied. The Tigers kicked the first 2 in the opening 3.5 minutes at the 10-minute mark. I mean, he's probably got that matchup because Lemmy and Aquay have been taken out. They're 2 of their defenders at this level. So Lewis has had to step up, bringing the Blues forward again. That was off the boot of Dozzy. It's gone onto the chest.
Got Davison free inside forward 50.
Oh, Cumberland's just got to release it legally. He didn't, and the opportunity lost for Richmond.
Goes the fend instead of the first option.
He's a frustrating player for Tiger fans, Noah Cumberland. Here go the Blues again. McMahon gives this one off. Hayes doesn't give it to his teammates because he knew he had it in him to go back on the run and slam it through from 30 metres out. Carlton have their 3rd goal. Will Hayes laid in today for the Blues. Advantage as well. Here's Langford. Lopes his way up the wing. Helicopters a kick up into the 50. It was well judged and then well marked, falling away by Travalia. McCarthy, best place, knocked away. Bounces up towards Ma. Dozzy. Got it to Murkov, who turns around quickly. Did that well, the big man. The kick's gone very wide. Carl keeps it alive for the Blues. Handball over the top for his teammate here in Rudd, who squares the kick nicely. Lefroy holds on to an outstanding mark. Murkov and Ryan in the ruck. Ryan got the better of it. Running into some trouble was Liam George of Richmond. A lot of footy this year with an ankle injury. Called to play on, so he hangs the kick up to the wing. Marlon Pickett went an hour and a half too early. Buzzing around there was Nelson. Tigers trying to deal with this one on the last line of defence. It's knocked through, and it's going to be deliberate, and it will be a certain goal.
Ned Cale, like all small forwards, Johnny on the spot to take that kick. Yeah, it's even obvious from this.
Good area, wriggles his way clear, turns onto the left. It's a nicely placed looking kick, I should say, up towards the goal square. At first quarter, kicks it up towards Lefroy. Ball comes to ground. Oh, well done, Jack Lefroy. Did not give up on the contest. He's outside. He's got Johnson. The handball did him a bit of a mischief. But Johnson just had to kick hurriedly up into the 50. Lockie Young saw it coming.
Love that from Young. Aggressive defensive positioning then.
Langford, how good was that? Backed his way out of trouble. Kicked the Tigers long up into it. Tigers on top here at Icon Park. Johnson crafts a kick up for Cumberland in from the side. Well done, Lockie Young to break it up. Monaghan's had a quiet first half. Managed to get it to Ma. Young here for the Blues, steps his way through the Johnson tackle and releases the handball to his teammates. And a chipping kick over the top there.
Should use the short here.
It went from Darcy Hogg to Monaghan. Back to Archie Stevens. He's got Ned Carl hiding in some space at the boundary line. Marks bravely. Chips it up the line to Lefroy. Here, Brindley in to lay the tackle. Still with Brindley. Eventually the ball comes out. Nelson half a chance. Round the body, and Lambert's in the right spot, takes the chest mark. 5 still, it's a slow, deliberate approach. It's a big kick for the Blues, and Bailey Lambert steers it through the big sticks. And that breaks a run of 3 consecutive goals in this quarter from the yellow and black. And it's a goal that brings the margin. As Yassine's got the mark, and he's got all sorts of options up ahead, and he kicked it right onto the chest of Michael Lewis when the Tigers were away.
Yeah, he would have had to kick that 65 metres to find his target. Then he had Cumberland. Sure, that was the right option. I think your description here, this game's teetering on the edge here.
Yeah. What do you make of it as it sits right now, Mick?
Well, I think the weight of numbers of the AFL talent, 10v2, is just starting to play out here as Travalia goes forward. He's been an impressive player today.
There was a slick handball by Archie Stevens into the middle for McMahon. Did well to flick the handball out in front of Rioli, who knocked it on towards Davidson, who did well to gather, but he had no room to roam. In order to just stop the Tigers on a couple of occasions, moving the football swiftly.
Possession 17 for Will Hayes there. Well done, Lambert. Should have been a free.
Yeah, tries to hopscotch his way out of the tackle. Stevens waits the handball out in front of Lefroy. Doubling back is Liam McMahon. Elnor didn't expect it. Morris Rioli, the Tigers have flipped the field. Samson Ryan in at the last was White to break it up. Carlton now take their turn going through the middle. Murkov a give to Travalia. Dabs the kick right. Played so much of his footy obviously down back. Stevens, Hayes. Puts it on the head of McMahon. Not sure what Elnor was doing. He ran straight into McMahon and then fell over. Carlton the chance here through Marr. Trying to turn onto his left. He worked his way onto his left and snapped a ripping goal for the Blues. Carlton conjure a goal from the forward 50 stoppage. It's one that they needed.
Quality they've got into the centre bounce here. Ryan with Sonsi. He does well. He's a big fella for Carlton. Murkov.
Yep, Murkov takes the points on that occasion. Come off the boot here of Dozzy. Out of the goal square came McMahon. Handball comes back here to Nazayara. Waited the kick and the juggling mark eventually. Second effort at ground level. Handball to Cumberland. Can't bust his way through. Should be gone. He is. Carlton holding on the last line of defence. Ryan flings the handball inboard. Cumberland just whacks it on the boot on the left. Surprised to learn that. Hayes on the last line. Travalia. Now Lewis, and now in the defensive goal square. It's Hogg. Oh, that was a good kick. It had to be perfect. It was. It's in the hands of Xavier Marr.
And this is also a good kick. They got Kale further up the ground.
Umpire says no. He's coming off a season high 15 disposals last week, Murkov. It's been good today. The Blues get a turnover of their own here. Marr into the middle for Nelson, and Ramshaw is running. Worked it awkwardly onto his non-preferred left boot. What a mark offender on that occasion.
And the Blues have got Hayden Gill in the ruck at the moment. He's a light-framed young fella as they go forward. Well done, Lambert.
Yeah, was strong in the marking contest. He got the handball over. Ferranato links it up with Gill, and then Travalia. Through the hands of Davidson. He's wrestling with Travalia. Out of the tackle steps Archie May. Well done, Lewis. Well done, Michael Lewis. For the Tigers, no one. Hayes is back there. Travalia and White. Carlton escaped somehow. It was a really nice kick. It was a beauty, in fact. Nazayara takes the mark. And then inboard to Monaghan. Carlton just need to settle down here. Irishman to the outer side.
Quite comical watching that.
He didn't have time to pull him up, did he? He had to go.
No. Just failing to get the ball across halfway here, Carlton.
Yeah, really breaking down, getting to about this part of the ground, although wriggling his way out of trouble was Nelson. Kicks into the middle.
Got Lambert.
Hogg turns and goes up towards half forward. The Blues has a little bit more space this time. Lambert.
He's got the big fella in the pocket. He doesn't want to go there.
Stopping and propping, as they say on the mark. Ramshaw, long to fall forward. Murkov is there. He's got it. He's only kicked 5 in his 43 games, so he's really just a pure ruckman. He doesn't give him too much up ahead in the forward line, but he's kicked that one beautifully. Dead straight. And Carlton stay in contact here. 1 goal, 2 in this quarter for Carlton. The Tigers have kicked 3 goals, 5. 2 goals, 5, I'm sorry. As there's a turnover on the outer wing. Oh, the umpire blew the whistle. Noah Cumberland thought that the Carlton player had made his move off the mark, Will Hayes, and the umpire said, well, I didn't say so. And so it's a double 50-metre penalty. The first one for encroachment and the second one for some uncalled for nouns and verbs.
So as a player, sometimes you'd like to be leading some stat categories, but I reckon Noah Cumberland leads the inside, the 50-metre penalty conceded by a long way. Probably at both levels, and he always shakes his head afterwards as though he...
Handball inboard for Yassine, it just wouldn't quite sit for him. Here comes Morris Rioli, he went without it. Carlton potentially away now. Marr and then Harris and then Ramshaw and then Lambert. Carlton on the build. Lambert curls the kick back in towards Carl, who had to double back and take the mark, and that he does right on the 3/4 time siren. Blues back within 14 points at the final change. It's a slow approach. It's a nice looking kick. It's a big time Carlton goal. And Richmond, try as they might, just cannot shake them. It's a ball game at Icon Park. From injury, Carlton are going to try and extract it out of the clearance here. It bounced up nicely for Lefroy. Ferranato from the edge of the centre square. It's a wobbly old kick that's tracking. Goalward bound. It's an amazing goal. Ferranato out of nowhere, and Carlton are roaring back into this match. He zigged and he zagged. He was stymied initially by Nazayara and then kicked poorly into the 50. And Lockie Young, I reckon that'll be about half a dozen intercept marks he's taken today for the Blues.
Yeah, they transition here. They've got numbers through the middle of the ground. Ramshaw
holds on to the nervous mark. It was uncontested, but it was no sure thing. White is running the lines for the Blues. They run the gauntlet. Ramshaw a handball over the top. Hayes has had one hell of a game. He's going to honour the long lead of Carl, who had to pick it up on the half volley, and back to Ramshaw, who contours the boundary line. Carlton lifting. McMahon takes one of the marks of the year. And then back to Sonzi on the back foot, kicks poorly up the line. Murkoff was there. He played coming against the grain. Caleb Smith was outstanding, but undoes his good work with an interesting kick in the tackle of Pickett. It does come out to Cumberland, who kicks blindly though. Carlton set up on the mark. He sold him right up the river. Long kick. Hayes Brown will work his way back to the football, but standing strong and marking again. Got it half back here, out towards Dozzy. Centre wing broadcast side. Carlton, meantime.
Lockie Young in the middle here, should use him.
Haven't been in front since the first minute mark of the second quarter. Hogg and then Young. A loopy kick up towards half forward, working his way in front, taking a nice mark. He's Rudd. He's done some nice things on debut today for the Blues. They're building again. It's a hectic open 50.
Here he is.
It's a well-placed kick. McMahon didn't hold on. Should have got the free kick.
Free kick. It was definitely there. Get a spoil on this ball here. Well done.
Oh, brilliantly read there by Hogg. Floats across and intercepts and then kicks into the 50. Carlton have numbers. Carlton have the mark. Into the lap of Jack Lefroy. So he hasn't kicked a goal today yet. He has now. And Carlton snatched the lead back. And Richmond, who have been tormented and haunted by Carlton before at all levels,